Vishnu Vishnupada Sati Shri Srimad Yasi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Dali Vishnu Vishnupada Sati Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Gurudev Ki Jai. Shri Guru Varga Shri Rupa Shri Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Goswami Prabhu Ki Prem Siddha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Bhavatam Shri Chaitanya Radha Shri Vasvi Gaura Bhattavrinda Ki Ganga Devi Ki Jamuna Devi Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Braj Dham Ki Anantaguri Vaishnavrinda Ki Samagata Bhaktavrinda Ki Shri Gaura Prema Hari Hari Bol.
Turn my volume that way if it comes in, it won't disturb, right?
Yeah, I guess. But it shouldn't mute you because that's how it goes.
Can you still hear me? You hear me? I'm going to put the phone over again, okay?
Gurave Gaudachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutaha Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Bande Shri Gurun Dinataranam Nama Shreshtam Manamapi Sachi Putram Atra Swarupam Rupam Tasyagrajam Urupurim Maturim Gostavatim Radha Kundam Girivaram Aho Radhika Madhavasham Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Guru Tam Natosmi Hey Shri Guru Gyanada Dina Bandho Swananda Data Karunaika Sindho Vrindavana Sina Hitavatara Prasidha Radha Pranaya Prachara Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahabhadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tishe Namaha Nityanandam Namastubhyam Prema Nanda Pradayane Kalo Kalamashanashaya Janava Pataye Namaha Ajanulambita Bhujo Kanakavadato Samkirtanaika Pitaro Kamalaya Taksho Vishwambaro Dvijavaro Yugadharma Palo Bande Jagat Priyakaro Karunavataro Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jayatam Suruto Pangor Mama Mandamater Gati Matsarvasva Padambojo Radha Madana Mohano Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadha Srimad Ratnagara Singhasanasto Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Preshta Libhi Sevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasa Rasaram Vam Shivata Tatakstitaha Karshana Venu Swanayar Gopir Gopinata Shriyestunaha Vrindai Tulsi Debai Priyai Keshavasyacha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavachai Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. First of all, I'm offering my unlimited Dandavat pranams and my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of my most worshipable beloved Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Astotarasata Sri Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Then I'm offering my same unlimited Dandavat pranams and my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of my most worshipable beloved Siksha Gurudevs, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Asto Tarasata Sri Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, and Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Asto Tarasata Sri Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. I'm offering my Dandavat pranams at the lotus feet of all of my Sri Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga, and especially at the lotus feet of our Prayojan Tattva Acharya, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pad, the author of Sri Vilapa-kusumanjali. And I'm offering my Dandavat pranams to all the Vaishnavas and to all the Vaishnavis. So, very busy day. Yeah, I'm a little bit tired, but nevertheless, we have to read this nectar. I was actually thinking of, because it was so nice to read Chaitanya Charitamrita, the 6th chapter yesterday, and then I was thinking, because we had mentioned the 7th chapter, in our class, how we distributed the special book called Lord Chaitanya and 5 Features, and that has a very wonderful discussion about the Panchatattva. So I was thinking to read that, but we're already here with Vilapa-kusumanjali. Would you like to do that? It wouldn't take, it'd probably 2 days.
I think it'd be great.
Yeah? Rishabh's getting too much attached to the Vilapa-kusumanjali.
But why don't you finish it up before you leave?
We don't know. Nobody knows.
Okay, but Nityananda is a
Thursday, you'll have to be reading something. Is that appropriate there?
Yeah, it's coming up, right, number 13.
The what?
It's coming up on
13th.
Sunday.
13th. What's today?
It's,
7th or 8th?
Oh.
But the 13th, I think, is the
it's the
Sunday.
7th or the 8th, something like that. I think it's the 8th.
Yeah, it's very soon.
Yeah, it's 5 days.
Yeah, so Nityananda Katha,
Yeah.
for sure. And without Lord Nityananda, Raghunath Das Goswami would not have received the mercy, right? And eventually became who he is. Without Nityananda Prabhu, no one gains interest.
Teaching us.
Eno nitai vine bai, Radha Krishna paite nai. You know, from Narottam Das Thakur's song, Nitai Padakamalam. Very significant line. Eno nitai vine bai, oh my brothers, without nitai, Radha Krishna paite nai. Radha Krishna cannot be attained. So, we need a lot of Nityananda mercy. A lot. Alright, so now, we had begun reading verse 32, and we're about halfway through the purport. So, we'll complete that tonight. And continuing, but first I'll read the verse again. Verse 32. Lali tatara mrinali kalpa bahudvayam te. Murajai mati hangsi dairya vidvamsha daksham. Manikula rachitabhyam angadabhyam purastat. Pramada bhara vinamra kalpayashyami kimva. Humbled with intense bliss, when will I decorate your two graceful arms with jeweled armlets, which expertly destroy the peacefulness of the swan of Krishna's heart? What do the armlets destroy? The peacefulness?
The swan of Krishna's heart.
Yes. You can repeat. Lalita Tara,
Lalita Tara,
Mrinali,
Mrinali,
Kalpabahu,
Kalpabahu,
Dvayamte,
Dvayamte,
Murajai,
Murajai,
Matihangsi,
Matahamsi,
Dairya,
Dairya,
Vidvamsha,
Vidamsha,
Daksham,
Daksha,
Manikula,
Manikula,
Rachitabhyam,
Rachachabhyam,
Angadabhyam,
Angadavyam,
Purastat,
Purashat,
Pramada, Bara,
Vara,
Vinamra,
Vinamra,
Kalpayashyami,
Kalpayashyam,
Kimva.
Kimva,
Humbled with intense bliss,
humbled with intense bliss.
when will I decorate your two graceful arms
When will I decorate your two graceful arms
with jeweled armlets,
with jeweled armlets,
which expertly destroy
which expertly destroy
the peacefulness of the swan
the peacefulness of the swan
of Krishna's heart?
of Krishna's heart?
Yes. So Srila Gurudev has given some commentary about how manjaris, they make the bee thirsty to drink the flower's rasa. Manjaris do that. So, I'm just reading, because we also read about Kila Kinchit above. Yes. So, now Raghunath Das Goswami remembered the armlets. He went into internal consciousness and he saw that Srimati Radhika was sitting on a golden platform and the Sakhis were serving her. Tulsi Manjari saw the armlets. She took them from a jeweled box, and when she began to put them on Radhika's arms, she remembered so many things and began to mildly smile. Then Radhika asked, "Why are you smiling?" And Tulsi Manjari said, "How are your two arms? I think they are so fortunate, so fortunate." Srimati asked, "How is this?" And then Tulsi answered, "You do not feel? You are asking how, but you know that your arms are so fortunate because they act as a garland for Krishna. You know it all, but you are asking me." So just like a mother asks her young son, "You know your maternal uncle?" Then he describes him as if his mother doesn't know anything. He describes the maternal uncle. And he explains in his broken language, so apparently a very young son, he explains in his broken language, and his mother, hearing this, becomes so happy. So Srimati Radhika knows how beautiful and fortunate her arms are, but still she is asking Rati Manjari, her Paliyadasi, to describe this. And Rati Manjari is answering, "Lalitatara Mrinali Kalpabahu." Mrinali means Kamala or Kamalini in feminine, because these arms are Srimati Radhika's, so they are Mrinali. They are so sweet, so soft, and so fragrant. As a Mrinali attracts swans, Radhika's slender arms attract the swan of Krishna's mind. He is drawn to Srimati Radhika by the beauty of her graceful arms. He loses his patience. If he is with so many sakhas, by making some false excuse, he leaves cow herding and he comes to Kusum Sarovara, Radha Kund, or Surya Kund, wherever Radhika is. Why? Her hands have so many poses, her hands. Seeing them, Krishna becomes mad. So Radhika's Kila Kinchita Bhav. But when Srimati Radhika sees Krishna, at once she is ready to return to her home. So Raghunath Das Goswami has stated in the Sri Prem Purabhida Stotram, is another prayer written by Raghunath Das. So he stated, "Smaragriham avishanti vamyato damagantum sharanim anusaranti tena samrudhya turanam balasavalita kakva lambitanta smitakshi kshanamapi mama radhe netram anandaya tvam." O Radha, who out of contrariness refuses to enter the Kunja Kutira of love play and begins walking on the path home, then is checked by him with a mixture of raw force and regretful appeals, and responds with a smile from within your eyes, "Please, for even a moment, give happiness to my eyes." After facing so many difficulties, she is coming with a very great desire, having one hand on the shoulder of Rati Manjari and with Subal walking in front. She is coming after many days. Krishna is eagerly waiting for her since a long time. When she comes, Krishna becomes so pleased. He comes out from the Kunja to welcome her. But when she sees Krishna, At once, she turns around and tells her Saki, now we should return to our kunda or go home. Krishna was eagerly waiting for her, but he now saw that she has turned and begun to walk towards her home. So at once, he ran after her and stopped her by holding out his 2 arms. And he prayed to her, you cannot leave. You should not return. I pray to you very humbly. He said so many things with folded hands. He is requesting Srimati again and again, but she forcibly wants to go. But Krishna also used his power. You cannot go. And then with her hand she is saying, no, I will not accept this. Then Krishna's hands are saying, I will not let you go. And her hands are saying, no, I will not stay here. In that case, Kila Kinchita Bhav manifests. Imagine their hand movements as they're telling like this. Our Goswamis have prayed for this Kila Kinchita Bhav. And Mahaprabhu has also enjoyed this Kila Kinchita Bhav. At that time, there is a speciality of these hands. Krishna wanted that Radhika's arms should touch his body, but Radhika kept on saying, no. But this time when Krishna spread out his arms, automatically she took her hands and pushed Krishna. Krishna wanted it, and she is doing it automatically. So Krishna's desires were fulfilled by this. Tulsi Manjari remembered all this and thought, I will surely give a reward to these hands. I will give the Angada to them, which are so dear to Krishna. So as he's decorating her hands, her arms, then he's thinking like this, I will give a reward to them. Murajai Mati Hangsi. So Krishna is Murajai. There was a Mura demon. He had got a benediction from Brahma that upon whomever he will keep his palms, that person will burn and die. We read this the other day, but worth reading twice. So Mura, he roamed around the whole world to find a suitable competitor. But all the demigods and everyone fled away. Then Narada said, you can go to Vishnu and he will destroy your ego. Mura found Vishnu and he wanted to fight with him. Vishnu said, I will not fight with you. Then he said, why? You are afraid and your heart is palpitating, Vishnu told. No. Surely you can see your heart. I see it is palpitating. No. Then he put his hand on his breast to check the palpitation, and then he was burned. So Krishna is so intelligent and so powerful. Krishna defeated that demon, but yet he is defeated by Srimati Radhika's hands. This is the idea here. Krishna defeated and destroyed that demon, but here that Hangsi, meaning swan, is controlled and attracted by the slender lotus stems of Radhika's arms. He loses his patience. He says, so your hands are so expert that they even control Krishna, who killed the Mura demon by his wisdom. But that wise Hangsi has become attracted and mad by these hands. Srimati's arms are like kalpalata, which at once can fulfill any kind of desires. So, for Krishna, they fulfill all his desires. Srimati Radhika's arms attract. There is something that I hesitate to say. Something is there in the mood. Krishna wants that. And her sight has agreed to that. So although there's contrary, but by her vision to Krishna, he's communicated. She's communicated to Krishna that don't worry, your desires will be fulfilled. Now, we're reading from, this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela chapter 4, verse 121 through 124. We're familiar with these verses. So, Tahara Pratama Vancha Koriye Vyakyan Krishna Kohe Ami Hoi Rasera Nidan Purnananda Maya Ami Chinmaya Purna Tattva Radhikar Preme Ama Karaya Unmata Na Jani Radhar Prem Ache Katabol Jai Bole Amare Kore Sarvada Vival Radhikar Prem Guru Ami Shishyanata Sada Ama Nana Nritye Nachaya Udubbata. So Krishna says, I am the main cause of all rasas. I am the complete spiritual truth, and I am made of complete bliss. But the praying of Srimati Radharani drives me crazy. I do not know the power of Radha's love with which she always overpowers me. Radhika's love is my guru, and I am her dancing student. Her love makes me dance various novel dances. So Krishna is thinking, I'm so beautiful. I'm Rasamrita Sindhu, Rasa Swarupa. And the whole world, all the associates and Ragatmik Bhaktas also, I am the shelter of all the rasas. I am Purnananda, full of bliss. Om Purnam Adhak Purnam Idam. The Supreme Lord is perfect and complete, and because he is completely perfect, all emanations from him, such as this material world, are perfectly balanced as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself. Because he is the complete whole, even though so many complete units manifest from him, he remains perfectly complete. This is one of the first verses that we all learned. The whole of Prem may be taken from Krishna, but it will still be whole. The whole of what?
Prem.
Yeah. It can be taken from Krishna, but it will still be whole. And if the whole of Prem were added to Krishna Prem, it will still be full. I'm Atmaram and Atmakam. I have no Kam, but yet I have so much Kam. No one can give me any rasa or any enjoyment, but in Radhika's Prem, I become very small like Vamana. Na jani radhara preme ache katabal. I don't know how powerful Srimati Radhika is. She attracts me, and I am always overwhelmed by seeing Srimati Radhika. Radhika's Prem is the Guru, and I myself am the disciple. Srimati Radhika's Prem makes me dance. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Nana nritye yatra ayam bhava. He explains this in Sanskrit. Radha Prem makes me dance. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writes in his Sri Govinda Lilamrita, Kasmat vrinde priyasaki hare padamulat kutoso. Kundaranye kimiha kurute nritya siksham guru ka. Tam tvan murti pratitarulatam digvidikshu spuranti. Sailu Shiva Brahmati Parito Nartayanti Swapaschat. So you'll be familiar with the translation of this verse. It's also in Nectar of Devotion, and we've seen it. This is a very popular verse. So, from where are you coming, O Saki? This is a conversation in this verse. From where are you coming, O Saki? I'm coming from the lotus feet of Krishna. Where is he? He is in Radha Kunda. What is he doing? Who's asking this question? No. Srimati Radhika is asking this question to a Saki.
To who?
Wait and hear. So, Radharani is asking, O Saki, from where are you coming? And then the Saki answers, I'm coming from the lotus feet of Krishna. Where is he? He is in Radha Kunda. What is he doing? He is learning how to dance. Who is his guru? Radhika's Prem. How? Krishna is seeing Srimati Radhika everywhere, and thus he is dancing. So, we've heard it translated that the Saki is telling to Radha, you are his dancing teacher. So Krishna says, I'm Sarva Shaktiman. I'm all powerful. I'm perfect in dancing. I'm perfect in praying. I'm perfect in rasa. I'm complete and full of inconceivable potency, but yet I always hanker to meet Srimati Radhika. I always look to see from what direction Srimati Radhika is coming. All the Sakis and Radhika are waiting, but he is saying that I'm always waiting for Srimati Radhika to come. I am looking in her direction. To enable his meeting with Radhika, Krishna even disguises himself as Mohini, or the daughter of a barber, or the gardener's daughter, and so forth. In so many forms, Krishna goes to Srimati Radhika. Krishna says, it is absurd to be mad after you. I'm Purnananda, like the ocean of rasa, from which a sprinkle comes and can drown the whole world. But yet, in so many ways, Radhika makes me maddened in love for her. So Krishna has gone to meet Srimati Radhika. He has reached the house of Jatila. Hearing some sound, Jatila asks, who is there? Who is there? She cannot see, but yet her nature is like so. If any sound comes when Krishna attempts to go to Radhika, Jatila at once says, who is there? Who are you? Then Krishna hides himself in the corner of the courtyard under a bael tree, and he stands there the whole night. He was hiding there and waiting for a chance to meet with Radhika. In this way, the whole night passed, and Krishna saw the eastern horizon begin to glow with the coming of the rising sun, and he thus went home disappointed. In this way, Srimati Radhika's love makes him mad. He dances like a puppet. in the hands of a puppeteer. Srimati Radhika is the puppeteer, and Krishna is a puppet in her love. So Rati Manjari is saying, oh, this armlet is a very good ornament. She addresses the armlets as Angada. The word Angada has two meanings. This is a speciality of Sanskrit. So you can give Krishna's Anga, or Krishna's limbs, to Srimati Radhika. You are so Angada, giving Anga, limbs, Angada. Don't make me hopeless. I have so much hope. You should fulfill my desire. Make the arms to whom I'm giving you meet Krishna. And if you will not do that, then I will think that you are Angada. Da means to cut. So in this sense, Angada means to cut the limb or the Anga. So this is similar to the different moves in the Gopi Gita. For example, Srimad Bhagavatam 10:31-9 states the famous verse, Tavakatam ritam tapta jivanam. Then he skips and he says, Bhuvi grananti te burida jana. Here, burida means giving everything. And it also means cutting everything. So Raghunath is praying to the Angada. I'm giving you on Radhika's arms and praying to you that you should bring Krishna and give his Anga to Srimati Radhika and will make these hands embrace Krishna. And if you will not do that, and Krishna will not meet with Radhika, then I will think that you are not fulfilling my desire and that you are cutting instead. So this is why he is saying Angadabhyam. In Krishna Bhavanamrita, verse 79, it is said that after bathing Srimati Radhika, the gopis are ornamenting Srimati Radhika in various ways. Chitra is taking the Angada, the armlets, and putting it on the arms of Srimati Radhika. And she is saying, Anu mime svabrite sudrishe dadasya atulam angam ihangada kasyachit. Shama Sundar, seeing this Angad, he becomes Angada. Here Angada means Rati Keli, amorous love. This love makes Radhika and Krishna become one. So this is Angada. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes like this. The Angada gives the Udipan of Kandarpa, of Cupid. It gives Udipan so much that by seeing this, Krishna cannot check his patience. And they meet in the Nikunja. Srimati Radhika gives stimulus to Krishna, and Krishna gives stimulus to Radhika. This is also called Anangada. Not Angada, but Anangada. Pramada Bhara. So, giving this Angada, I will also become maddened. I will become Mada, maddened and intoxicated by seeing their loving meeting. Bara Vinamra. Here, Vinamra means so gentle and polite. Kalpayashyami kimva. I will decorate your Rati Rachitabhyam Angadabhyam. I will place these armlets on both your arms. Tulsi Manjari was saying this to Radhika and giving the armlets. She began to decorate Srimati Radhika in such a joyful mood. But when she was going to put them on, she suddenly saw there was no Krishna, no Radhika, no armlet, nothing. Now he came in his external senses, began to weep and roll on the bank. And when he came in full sense, he is praying and weeping. When will I, with so much ananda, decorate you with angada made of beautiful jewels or flowers? I will use angada made of flowers, because the jewels will be so hard, but the flowers are so beautiful and soft. And after making them with my own hand, I will give them to you. Your arms are like mrinal, and Krishna's mati is like a hangsi, and he will be controlled by seeing your angada armlets. End of Gurudev's comment. So amazing. The angada, we'll never forget this. Srimati Radhika's armlet. So much Leela connected with that. We're just hearing more and more and more. But one thing we can see is that practically in every single verse, as Gurudev is commenting, and on the Leela that is describing why Raghunath Das Goswami is writing this particular prayer, right? Each verse. But we see in every case when Gurudev's commentary, then he ends it by saying that Raghunath Das Goswami was just reaching forward to put on the angada, and suddenly there was no arms, there was no scene, nothing. And then he was weeping bitterly and rolling on the bank of Radhakunda. Everyone. And then as he did that, then what would happen? This mood of begging Srimati Radhika, of praying to her, oh when, oh when, oh when. That's the Vilapa-kusumanjali. So, verse 33, we'll just read that in a little bit, and then we'll finish. Rasotsave ya iha gokula chandra bahu sparshena sobaga baram nitaram avapa graive yakena kim utam tavakanta desham sampujayishyati puna subhage janoyam. O fortunate girl, when will I be able to worship your neck with a valuable necklace, which attained all good fortune when it was touched by the arm of Gokula Chandra in the festival of the Rasa dance? You can repeat. Rasotsave ya iha Gokula Chandra Bahu Sparshena Sobaga Baram Nitaram Avapa Graiveya Kena Kim U Tam Tava Kanta Desham. Some pud. Oh, this is a hard one. Some puj. Oh, okay. Sampujayishyati. 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 Puna. Subhage Janoyam. O fortunate girl,
O fortunate girl,
when will I be able
when will I be able
to worship your neck
to worship your neck
with a valuable necklace
with a valuable neck,
which attained all good fortune,
which attained all good fortune,
when it was touched by the arm
when it was touched by the arm
of Gokul Chandra
of Vilapa-kusumanjali,
in the festival of the Rasa dance.
in the festival of the Rasa dance.
Srila Gurudev's commentary. Rasheshwari Radhe. Tulsi Manjari was about to put the Angada on the arm of Srimati Radhika, but then Raghunath came into external awareness, and he saw there was no Radhika, no ornaments, nothing. And he became restless, feeling so much separation, and began to weep. But the moods in his heart continued. And after some time, he again went into inner sense, and he saw that the Angada had been given, and now he wanted to give a necklace. So as Tulsi Manjari, she began praying to her mistress Radhika, O Subhage, may I decorate your neck with a necklace? She is addressing her as Subhage. What is the meaning of Subhage?
Auspicious.
Yes. In Hindi or Sanskrit, it means Sobhagyavati, meaning one with a very good fortune, very fortunate. When a Maha-Bhagavat is remembering the pastimes of Krishna in Ashtakalya Leela, then he does not think that he is so-and-so person. Like Raghunath Das Goswami, when being in inner consciousness, he has no remembrance that he is Raghunath Das Goswami. And actually all his behaviors are in the mood of Rati Manjari. Similarly, any person who is qualified and is serving Radha Krishna or Radhika, he forgets the outer things, which is he, who is he, and so forth. And he sinks in that mood that he or she is a kinkari of Srimati Radhika and is directly serving her. What a beautiful paragraph. Gurudev's so succinctly describing this experience of one who comes to the perfectional stage, Mahabhagavat. And what happens to them? What is their experience? Gurudev can only be describing this because it's his experience, right? So he's saying that when a Mahabhagavat is remembering the pastimes of Krishna in Ashtakal Leela, then he does not think that he is so-and-so person. Like Raghunath Das Goswami, when being in inner consciousness, he has no remembrance that he is Raghunath Das Goswami. No remembrance at all. And actually, all his behaviors are in the mood of Rati Manjari, completely in that identity. Similarly, any person who is qualified and is serving Radha Krishna or Radhika, he forgets the outer things, who he is, and so forth. And he sinks in that mood that he or she is a kinkari of Srimati Radhika and is directly serving her. So Raghunath Das Goswami is realizing at that time that he is Rati Manjari. He has no worldly avesh, no worldly thought. He has no worldly remembrance, no worldly attachment. He only has Swarup Avesh, that I am a kinkari of Radhika. I'm serving her. So in our bhakti sadhana, gradually these worldly attachments and requirements and everything should go away. If it goes away, then this material avesh, along with all kam, krodh, lobha, matsarya, it will all automatically go away. All these things depend on the material avesh, the material absorption. All of that depends on the material absorption. So we should try from the beginning to give up our worldly attachments and our worldly absorption. It is very hard, but we will have to do it. There is no other way. What do you think? Is that going to happen?
Hopefully,
By
eventually.
His grace.
It has to happen at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. It has to happen at some point. Because there is no other way. It is very hard, but we'll have to do it. We have to do it. It's not what's the word? That you can or can't. What's the word?
It's not
It's
if,
imperative.
when.
No. When you're saying that I can do it or not do it, what is that? What is that word? I'm forgetting. It's the opposite of compulsory.
Right.
Optional.
Optional. Yes, there we go. Yes, it's not optional. There is no other way. There is no other option. So, I'm reading this one more time. In our bhakti sadhana, gradually, these worldly attachments, requirements, and everything should go away. If it goes away, then this material avesh, along with all kam, krodh, lobha, and matsarya, it will all automatically go away. All these things depend on the material avesh, absorption. Everything's depending on that, right? So if we're not materially absorbed, if we stop that, then they automatically go away. Everything connected with that material absorption automatically goes away. But you can't just become non-absorbed, right? That's not our process. You can't just stop the material absorption. You have to, what?
Transfer.
Yeah. Transfer it and cultivate. The opposite of the material absorption is absorption in Krishna's Nam, Rupa, Guna, Lila, and so forth. So, all these things depend. All this kam, krodh, lobha, matsa, they all depend on material avesh, absorption. So we should try from the beginning to give up our worldly attachments and our worldly absorption. It is very hard, but we'll have to do it. There is no other way. So when Raghunath was thinking that he is a kinkari of Srimati Radhika and serving her, then he saw a necklace in a box, and he desired to give it on Srimati's neck. As Tulsi Manjari, at once she remembered the fortune of Srimati Radhika. She is so fortunate that Krishna is always under the control of her. Srimati Radhika is Rasheshwari, because all the rasas are present within Srimati Radhika. All the rasas are in Krishna, so Krishna is Rasheshwara, and she is Rasheshwari. Rasanam Samuha, or Rasanam Samuha, means the host of all rasa. All the stages of Shraddha, Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, and Bhav, they are all in Prem. And when Prem goes up higher, it reaches Sneha, Man, Pranay, Rag, Anurag, Bhav, and Mahabhav. Srimati Radhika is Mahabhav Swarupini. We see Mahabhav also advances in stages. So, in Rasa, everything is there. By all these things, Srimati Radhika is serving. In this Rasa, Krishna is not the Karta. He is not the doer. Rasa is the Karta, the doer. And the Karana, the cause, is Radhika and Krishna. So, we'll end there for today's class. And tomorrow we will continue reading this commentary, which has another 4 pages. And we will continue to try to absorb ourselves in these transcendental, very flavorful subject matters of our Prayojan Tattva Acharya. It's amazing because Gurudev is actually teaching us through Raghunath Das Goswami. And he himself has completely absorbed in this exact way that he's describing in each verse. And so much separation would as well. So, Shri Vilapa-kusumanjali ki jai, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai, Shri Sachinandana Gaura Hari ki jai, Shri Nityananda Mahajana ki jai, Shri Panchatattva ki jai, Shri Vishabhanu Nandini Srimati Radharani ki jai, Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Jaya Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath Radhe. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Jaya Vrishabhanu Nandini Radhe Radhe Vrishabhanu Nandini Radhe Radhe
Jaya Vrishabhanu Nandini Radhe Radhe Vrishabhanu Nandini Radhe
Jaya Giriraja Jaya Govardhana Giriraja Jaya Govardhana
Jaya Giriraja Jaya Govardhana Jaya Giriraja Jaya Govardhana
Jaya Radha Kunda Jaya Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Jaya Shama Kunda Jaya Sachinandan Jaya Gaura Hari Sachinandan Jaya Gaura Hari
Jaya Sachinandan Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Sachinandan Jaya Gaura
Gaura He Gaura He Gaura He Gaura He
Gaura
Nitai He Nitai He Nitai He Nitai He Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol Jai Suparikar Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Radha Govinda Ji Ki Jai Radha Vinod Bihari Ji Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Vrindaya Tulsi Devai Priyaya Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavachai Namo Namah Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Dandavata Pranams.
Amrita, Amrita.